My husband is too awesome. You know? So, I'm leaving. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OP or the outdoor podcast. As you can see, we are outdoor. It's not because we don't have an office, it's because we don't have a studio space. Right? So we have to make it a little bit more creative. Yeah. So we're outdoors. I hope everybody enjoy, what we're gonna do. So this podcast is like a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit faith, faith based, God based, current events and so forth. Today we have on board is my beautiful wife. She wasn't forced to do this at all. She she volunteered to to come and be my first guest on my podcast. As you can see, we have a big setup. The producer said it was a Netflix oriented setup, right? So I have a huge setup today, and I hope we can sit down and talk and reason for a little bit. But today is just my wife with me talking about life and talking about She keep asking me, what are we going to talk about? Give me my topics, give me my questions and so forth. But I let her know that the people want it to be real, They want it to pre-plan and stuff like that. So the people want to see real, realness. So, I hope you come with the A game today so that we can, we want 100 viewers.
A game or choke up.
You can't do that. You can't decide that you're going to choke and then you're going to choke.
People don't decide to choke up,
People decide to choke.
Just happens,
It doesn't just happen. I don't know. I've been alive for a very long time, and I know from experience that it doesn't just happen. You do things last minute, and after you do it last minute, it just works out. It's serious something.
What's one take? One take on that.
It's the only take that matters. It's okay. All right, so we'll carry on before we, get ahead of ourselves and so forth. So a little bit about ourselves. We're married. I'm Dennis. This is Valkiza. We've been married for 8 years.
7 going on to 8
7
years.
going on to 8 years.
Yes.
That's like a you question. I don't know why I keep bringing myself into these things. They're like, I know we're married for a very long time. The number of years is a bit, it escapes me sometimes, Just like the kid's birthday and stuff like that, and, or anniversary and stuff like that. My phone ringing. It's okay, carry on. We'll edit that out, guys. We'll edit that. So, we're just here. We're here. I'm Dennis again. Valkiza over there. Married for 7.5 years.
Yeah, about that.
And we're coming on to 8 years, and so on.
Years.
She haven't divorced me yet. So we'll see what year 9 have in store. All right, we don't know the future, things can happen. Things can happen. Get up one day and decide that, I don't want to be married anymore. My husband is too awesome. So I'm leaving. So, what other reason would they be, Anyway, I digress. We have two children, Zakiel and Jaziel, and so on. We also have 2 dogs. It's true. And a cat that has a lizard in his mouth. It's not beautiful at all. Oh Lord.
I'm Valkiza, affectionately known as Valley. I love Jesus. I love my family. I think those are like the most intimate things about me, or the first things that come to mind when it comes to me. I'm a teacher. I teach. Love teaching as well. Um, I love my husband. And I'll move on to question number two.
So that's the
So
most
when did
important
I?
question right there. You love your husband and so on. Carry on.
Okay, so you want me to explain like
When did you realize that,
okay, so the whole concept of falling in love is
so yeah, how did you fall in love? Sorry, fall in love. How did you know that?
you were supposed to be my husband?
No, that sound unromantic. Like, make it seem like, how did you know that you're gonna fall madly in love with me? Yeah, that's it. That's
How did I know I want to spend the rest of my life with you?
same thing, but
Not
you know,
really,
yeah,
but okay.
yeah.
I don't know. I guess the terms are a bit sketchy for me because of the change of mindset. I guess from
So before you had a,
I had this unrealistic view of marriage and love and you know the
oh,
whole term quote unquote falling madly in love um, because I would say over time throughout marriage you grow to love that person more and more. So like saying or kind of like indicating that you're going to fall madly in love with somebody on at the beginning of the marriage gives this perception as though love has reached its peak at the beginning, which is like so false, and it's like a
so
deception in
it's
my
not
head.
like love at first sight.
Um, I believe love at first sight is actually infatuation at first sight.
Define infatuation, like
How can you truly love
lust.
somebody at right? Infatuation, lust kind of vibe at first sight. How do you truly love somebody without knowing who they are?
So
How do you know that you're going to love them if you don't know who they are? So I don't really believe in that concept. I don't believe in the concept. I'm not even going to say per
anymore,
se.
or
I never believed in love at first sight. But in
but you
terms
believe that
of,
somebody can be for you for at first
yeah,
sight, like
yeah, well, not at first sight.
okay,
I don't believe in the first sight thing.
oh
I
okay, so
believe you can see somebody, maybe be attracted to them, maybe you feel like a connection or something about it intrigues you, but to just be like, oh yes, that's it, I'm going to marry this person without any steps after, not even saying, Lord, you know, should I not, or,
what do you believe
you know,
what do you believe the steps are for like a lady when
um,
figure she sees that person that she not loves at first sight, but she, like, decide that
looks
maybe
or is attracted to at first
attracted to
sight.
at
Yeah, because
first
I
sight.
think attraction is like the first step.
Mhm.
Um, First thing, I don't believe there's like a rigid first step like
Mhm.
that. Definitely at some point in time, you should take it in prayer to God.
Mhm.
You should have a community around you with of people that you trust, somebody
Mhm.
that you could like bounce it off of. What do you think? If the person is in your circle, you could ask or just inquire from
Mhm.
somebody who's close to them, like,
So, question, suppose
yeah.
like all the person that you trust say no, and you believe that it's a yes.
Well,
What
it becomes very technical. It becomes very, you know, it becomes a whole different conversation. If everybody says no, but you believe in your heart that yes, this is the person that you should marry, I'm not going to say no, don't do it, but I'm not going to say yes, listen to them in the same breath. I don't believe there's a hard and fast response to that question. What I can say is listen to the reason why people are saying no. If the reasons that they're giving you have some sort of biblical stance, or they can tell you through scripture why this may not be biblically sound, and you are looking to live a saved biblical life,
yeah.
then that means it gives much weight and merit to what they're saying, and you probably should really consider what they're saying. If it's something superficial, and we have a lot of that going around in this day and age, oh, he don't have this, oh, he don't, like very superficial, materialistic. And if the claims are wholesomely just,
Hmm.
superficial things,
Yeah.
a line of or set of things that society has deemed a person should have before they're fit for marriage, then, I don't know how to solidly say yes, listen to those around you, because it isn't really biblical. It isn't really biblical to base a whole life decision off of a societal standard if you're choosing to follow God.
Okay.
Mm.
So it's like, so you're saying like, suppose the man have no money. You know, should.
Uh,
Okay. Better question.
so I guess here's where would be a good place to talk about us and where we were at.
So you're trying to say man have no money?
When you got married, you didn't have no money. But that's what happened at the beginning of our marriage.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm
I think all we
saying.
knew back then was like, okay, um, we wanted to be together, and we believe that this is something that, you know, was something that God wanted to,
Yeah.
um, and we believe that, um, if we continue to, because we didn't want to court very very long too,
Yeah.
and match up each other life down the road, court, you know, 2 year, 3 year, and so on, because it's like during the 2 years and 3 years, like you know, what do you plan? What do you do? Like, look at each other every day, and so on, because we don't believe in, you know, certain things, before marriage. Yeah, so we didn't believe in certain things, sex before marriage and stuff like that. So it's like, if it's like we could pretend that we were robots and we didn't have feelings for each other otherwise too. So it's like that's a big part of it. But a big part of it is like we weren't rushing into marriage. It's like we were somewhat sure that this is what we wanted. And I think after we got married, that that played out. But on the other side too, of the finances, when I got married, I was broke. It's like I didn't have money. I think I just came back from Jamaica, like,
So maybe I can add context there
yeah,
then.
to a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like I didn't have much
So,
money at that time, but we knew that we wanted to get married.
because you have to look at the other side. Can't tell people, oh, just marry him even if he doesn't have any money. Because you have some
Well, you're right
men
about
out there
that.
that truly bum and
Yeah. Well, don't have no money, and then they're
and then
still
they
lazy.
still right. So
Yeah,
it's
I wasn't
like
lazy, right? you
like
know,
that's what I'm saying. I think it's
you
important
know.
to paint the
Yeah,
true
yeah.
context
It's
under
true,
which that entire thing
because I'm
occurred.
not everybody else, so so
So
I can't really tell people. Okay, let me disclaimer. Any advice happened in this podcast is not by a trained professional, right? It's, take advice at your at your leisure. You know,
basically our life
it's
experience
basically
and
what worked for us. Like, so we are not telling anybody else that's watching this. All the 100 followers that we have. Okay, we don't have yet, but we are gonna have. Right? We're not telling anybody to go and marry a broke man and stuff like that. But what we're saying is that that shouldn't be the underlying thing. Money shouldn't be the underlying thing.
or it
That
shouldn't be like the deal breaker
the
or the
deal breaker,
primary
you know, you find a
quality
man
or
that
something
he's,
that you're looking
he's
for.
industrious, he's not lazy, he's good with children, he's, you know, hard worker. I said industrious already. Um, godly, and so on. So it's like you find that person, that willing to love you, take care of you, and all of that, and all of these nice things that comes with marriage, and so forth, and forgive you when you do wrong things and stuff like that. So if you find that person, then it's not hard to, like, like me think. It's like you might not have money right now, but down the line, you might get some money and might get rich.
So context. So when I met you, you were working.
Oh,
Yeah. So when I met you, you were working, but along the line, you decided that you wanted to go back home and do missions.
yes, it's true.
So when I would have met you, you would have been working for years, like 7, 8 years or whatever. I don't remember exactly how
Yeah.
long.
I was
But
working
you were
for,
working and you were working
yeah, since I go in
consistently.
school, I work it. So,
Right. So it's like you weren't known to me as a person who was like, not working or didn't desire to work and earn and to, take care of a home or family and all of that.
yeah.
So when I met you, not too long after, you would have made it known to me that you wanted to go back home, do missions, and a couple months after, you would have actually quit your job and you gave it all up to go home and
It's
yeah,
true.
do missions. Yeah. So I think at that point in time,
Hmm.
that to me was like one of the major deciding factors in my head as to why, I thought, you was the one.
All right, good gentlemen, you hear it here first.
Yeah, the
You
one.
want the woman, you make sure you quit your job, go back
No,
home
let me
and
explain.
do missions, right?
Is
So,
that behind it having a ball game in this story? I don't think you ever
exactly,
heard.
yeah, go find
You
something to
ever
do with your
heard of?
life. Like,
Um, I think I was speaking about my mindset or why I pursued you, although at the time you weren't working. Talking about you leaving basically
yeah,
to
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
Jamaica.
yeah. Yes, I
Yeah,
was saying that, the young ladies need to find the man that wants to quit their job and go missions. Like, it's
and I was
worse.
saying no, 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 no. That's not where the thought process was at. For me, it was more the heart behind the decision. For me, I always wanted someone who was willing to see God as the most important thing in their life above anything else, above the job, the money, the things, the world, and the fact that you were willing to give up, all of it, your job, comfort of your home,
I would be
your,
rich right now.
the fact you were able to give it all up to go and do something, that you felt the Lord was leading you to do. That's something that really took me back.
Oh.
So it was like a moment for me where it was like, yeah,
I don't know the lesson
something,
here. So what's the
something.
lesson here for the young
Look
ladies?
for somebody that loves God above everything else, because once you find someone that is willing to submit to God above anything else, it means that it doesn't matter what happens in the marriage, and things going to happen in the marriage that you don't agree with, or things that you don't like, conversation about money, conversation about children, how you live, different things are going to come up where you're at odds at. And
But we're
if
never at
you're,
odds.
we've been at odds many times, sir, so I don't know what you're talking about. When you're at odds and you both have a mind to serve God, then it means that you will trust God to find the middle ground, and while your spouse is doing the same thing. So eventually, I believe the Spirit of God leads people who seeks after Him to really, come to a place where you actually see what the godly choice is, and then, unity comes or is a fruit of that. And we've witnessed that throughout our marriage at different points in time, where
That's true.
sometimes we just give up the fight, and just, I know I've done that, like, Lord, this one for you. You fix that in his mind, because I can't. And,
So
there are
you're trying to
times
say, I don't do that.
it happens with me too. Mostly you, though.
I don't understand what you mean by that and so forth, right?
But, it's
Anywho,
like if you have somebody in your life who serves God above anything else, and then you know that you have a relationship with that very same God, it means that when things go south, you're going to the same person that he commits his life to find a solution. And so it doesn't matter like how south things go,
okay.
you just know that there's always a coming back. you
Okay, we're
know.
running out of time here. The producer is signaling me. Telling me, battery's going down, right? This was a test. This was the first episode, which is a test run to see how it goes. So we can't get into any details and deep things in this one because we haven't even get to a chance that, talk about you and your children and stuff like that. We have to bring you back on, you know. We got to bring you back on the pod. That's what they call it, the pod. Yeah. The producer says yes. That's how they bring it on. We have to bring it back on the pod, the outdoor podcast to sit here and to to discuss the intricacies of married life and so on. There's a few things that we need to discuss, but on the next one we will discuss some things.
We should discuss when you found out that I was
Anyway,
the one
we're
for
out
you.
of time at the moment, so we're definitely out of time. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been a blast here. First podcast. We will see how it goes and so on. But the battery's dead. The producer's battery's dead.
First thing next
We
one.
don't know what is happening or what is going to happen. And we're really not sure we're going to have this guest on for the second one. But we'll try our best to find her and bring her back whenever time comes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need like an outdoor a outro phrase like see you soon.
No, babe, no. No.
Like,
Don't do that again.
boom. No, something like see you in the bushes. It's an outdoor podcast. Okay, that sounds weird. No, not see you in the bushes. We don't see anybody in the bushes.
No, bro, no.
Outdoor for sure. Goodbye, people. Sign off.